Hello and welcome to Chess Book Reviews 123. This is part 2 of the talk about Mikhail Tal. I've got 5 books here, so I shall go through them in whistle-stop speed. This is Study Chess with Tal. This went through several editions. It's a Batsford Classic, it says. New edition of the Classic. Treasure trove of exciting chess. It's certainly that. They break off the narrative to ask you questions, and they put them in boxes like that. What's Black's best move? Stuff like that. And what is Black's best move? Well, you tell me. Preventing simplification. Here's poor old Miroslav Philip from 1967 getting a good battering there in the Moscow tournament. And similarly, Vasyukov and Holmov, I've no doubt just about everybody else apart from Bobby Fischer. Here he is playing Ulf Andersson, who he played a match against. It was a tie-break for the interzonal place. There we are, look, see? Played in Stockholm. Andersson was on territory, wasn't he? Lots of Caricans here. Fair few Sicilians. And there it is. Blanks was his team, I think. Nice book. It's not quite such a nice book, but it's still worth looking at. Attack with Mikhail Tal. I don't know when this came out, it caused quite a stir. I'm not sure. It says positions in it that don't all involve Tal, far from it, but it's got his name in the title. And there's lots of examples of games from various eras. But I think most people getting this would think that it's all about Tal. Well, it's not. It's the finest ever exponent of attacking chess, it says Tal was. In his book written together with the Russian sports journalist Iakov Damsky, Tal shows how to unleash devastating attacks in all kinds of positions. Yes, he does. I did actually think that this was a book about Tal on his own, but it's not. Far from it. Anyway, let's see. There we are. This is one of a series. I haven't got all of them. Which is aiming at something as more of an encyclopedia or reference work. Chess Stars. It has about 450 pages. It deals with Tal as a boy, going right up until becoming world champion, I suppose. Does he think become champion? And there's his games. Algebraic notation, figurines. You can see the standard of notes. Do not verbose. Are fairly comprehensive. For example, here's this game against Botvinnik from the World Championship, of course. And you look at that depth. All the way down the page, look. I don't need to get so close that you can see. There's a lot happening. There is a lot happening. And you can study the games in his lead up to qualification as well, some of which are amazing. He came and went like a flashing meteor, didn't he? He came and went. See that? As I say, this is a book published by Chess Stars. Now here's a book which is absolutely laud and magnified. It is one of the very best chess books ever written. Tal Botvinnik, 1960. This has been through a number of editions. I don't know how many. And the very relaxed and detailed, gives all the clock times for the moves. This is his match, which he captured the world title from Botvinnik. The moves are in long form algebraic. And this very detailed narrative about the moves. This is a real expert's book. But even if you're not an expert, and I'm not an expert, you can enjoy it, or you can find a position and ask yourself and your friends, what would you do here? And that's half the battle, isn't it, in chess, to take a decision. You have to say, not necessarily a quick one either. Would you do this? Would you do that? How much time did you have left? Sometimes thought that the best wins for annotators are those games which systematically develop from beginning to end, either on one or both sides. In such games, it's easy to draw a logical picture and to indicate the turning points. The entire game can go without any question marks, and this is of no small importance, especially when one annotates one's own games. But this cannot be helped. In recent competitions, such games are encountered less and less. Is it possible the games are played worse? No. It is not a proper question. When there is a high, or more importantly, equal class of opponents with modern understanding of chess, one's ideas are very rarely used as easy road that one has constructed. In other words, it's a long road to Tipperary. There are many bumps everywhere in this road, and you can easily fall. It often ends up that one of the opponents stumbles and almost falls into a mire. Well, there's some detailed, not necessarily particularly clear advice. In tournaments, the games that decide the final places are almost always played in the closing round. An extremely profound evaluation of the position. It might seem that white, having a pawn less, should avoid simplification where possible, and that his chances would lie in attacking the king. However, Botvinnik shrewdly saw the possibility to create very interesting play on the queen's side. In other words, it ain't so simple. Again, I'll show you. And the numbers in brackets, see that, like 1.33, that's the amount of time spent on that individual move. On the back, there's photos of the players. Botvinnik looking scholarly, and Tal looking perplexed, maybe, not sure. This went through several editions. You don't have to get them all, but it is a very, very nice book. And this was published by Russell, Mr. Hannon Russell. There we are. And the last one I'm going to show you isn't a book about Tal, but it is a book which I strongly recommend. World Chess Champions. This came out about 35 years ago. I bought this for £6. All right, for £6, I can assure you. Why I like it is it's got a chapter on all the world champions, written by a specialist who's made a particular study of their life. And what I thought I'd do is just try and find the chapter on Tal. Some world champions gain the title by sheer hard work. some by simply playing better than those around them. Some even have a little luck. The Latvian Grandmaster Mikhail Tal, though sometimes accused of the last of these three, falls into a category of his own. In a period when for a decade the scientific precision of Botvinnik and profound strategic approach of Smyslov had dominated title matches, Tal tore the chess world apart with dynamic style hardly seen since the days of Morphy. His games showed an uninhibited exuberance which alone seemed to guarantee success and brought him the world championship at a younger age than anybody else before or since. There's just a possibility that if the young man from India wins the world championship, which I think is scheduled to be in Canada, isn't it? I'm not sure. Which is coming up against England. No, it's scheduled to be in Singapore. I do beg your pardon. It will be in Singapore. And if he wins, he will take that away from Tal, which was won over 60 years ago. And here's Tal in the example shown, playing Larsen and then Polygaevsky. Tal's ability to calculate precisely through the most difficult complications, his amazingly quick sight of combinational possibilities, mark him as one of the true geniuses of chess. His style and infectious love of the game also make him one of the most popular players in the world. His bad loss to Polygaevsky, which is just shown, in the 1980 candidates quarterfinals was a disappointment to his many admirers who had eagerly anticipated a world championship comeback by this attractive player. Well, there can be no better end to my two-part look. Here's some faces you will recognize. And if you don't, that provides you with an excuse to look through your history books and find examples of attacking play from Mikhail Tal. This has been Chess Book Reviews 123. Please like and subscribe down below. Thank you very much.